Nth roots, radicals, and exponential functions, day 2. So today we're going to use some of the rules that we've worked on in the past to actually solve for x. In our first question, we have 2x to the 5th equals 64. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to divide by 2. We end up getting x to the 5th is equal to 32. Now on the left-hand side, we need to get x by itself. So we're going to use a power to a power property. That means that we're looking for an exponent to put on the outside of these parentheses, where when we multiply 5 times this exponent, we end up getting 1. So we're going to use 1/5. Whatever we do to the left-hand side, we're going to do to the right-hand side. The power to a power property says that we multiply the 5 attached to the x by the 1/5 on the outside. That gives us x, or x to the first. And then when we simplify the right-hand side using rational exponents, we end up getting 2. Let's try another one. We'll start by dividing both sides by 5 because we need to get that x cubed by itself. We end up getting x cubed is equal to 64. And then we look for our power. So we're going to raise that to the 1/3. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other side. On the left-hand side, that simplifies to be x, and on the right-hand side, that rational exponent ends up being 4. Our rule is that when we're clearing that exponent on the left-hand side, so let's say it's n, what we're going to do is we're going to raise both sides to 1 over n. So 1 over that original exponent. Our word problem. Use nth roots to solve the problem. One cube-shaped container has an edge length of 2 centimeters longer than the edge length of a second cube. Okay, so let's start by drawing our cubes. So if we have one that's x, then the second one is x plus 2. So there are 2 cubes. The volume of the larger cube, so the one with the plus 2 has to be the larger one, is 729 cubic centimeters. So volume, remember, is length times width times height. And in this case, when we multiply those all together, we're really getting x plus 2 cubed because it's the same length on each side. And that's going to be equal to 729. So let's solve for x. So in order to get the right-hand side, get rid of this cube raised to the 1/3 exponent of both sides. We'll cancel on the right-hand side using that power to a power property. So we're left with x plus 2. When we use our rational exponent rule on the left-hand side, we end up getting 9. And then to get x by itself, we will subtract 2 from each side. So x is equal to 7. So let's see what the volume of our smaller triangle is. Well, really, since each side is 7, we really just have 7 cubed, which is equal to 343 cubic centimeters. When the larger cube empties into the smaller cube, how much water is spilled? So if we have 729 cubic centimeters of water in the larger one, and 343 cubic centimeters in the smaller one that can enter the smaller one, we will subtract the two numbers to find the difference, which will equal our spillage.